Welcome to The Orbit. I'm Valtuem, and I talk all things sci-fi and fantasy. Daredevil Born Again was doomed from the start. Episode 1 sets up the series to fail. It digs a hole the rest of the show struggles to pull itself out of.
That's why I give my kids
Daredevil Born Again.
Let's delve into the first 15 minutes, and explore the ways it fails both as a continuation of what came before, and a setup for what is to come. Spoiler warning for Daredevil Born Again. Right off the bat, Daredevil's got a new look. Most evidently a new aspect ratio. The Netflix series was 1.78 by 1, while Born Again is 2.39 by 1, the standard for Marvel's D+ shows. While this makes it feel more consistent with the likes of Hawkeye, She-Hulk, and Echo, it makes it feel more inconsistent with the original series. There's one moment, when Matt uses his super hearing, that a fisheye lens expands the image to the original 1.78 by 1, before shrinking down to a super thin 3.41 by 1. It gives the impression of Matt expanding his range of hearing before narrowing in on Foggy's phone call. It's an interesting technique, but one not used again until episode 8, despite how often Matt uses his super hearing. This creates more inconsistencies, this time within the show itself. Born Again looks different beyond just the aspect ratio. The Netflix series was famous for its practical action in real locations. Nothing ever looked fake, even if it was. Born Again uses obvious CG doubles on tiny sets in front of blue screens. It's distractingly fake. The episode starts with Matt, Foggy, and Karen exiting Nelson, Murdock, and Page, their new law firm established at the end of Season 3. I can't wait to see them in action again after all this time. They head to Josie's, where Matt and Karen talk about their relationship. Season 3 is set in 2018. The beginning of Born Again is set in 2026. That means it's been 8 years since Matt and Karen reconciled. And yet...
We could just get out of here, huh?
You and me?
Yeah.
I think that's a distinct violation of the Friends Code.
The Friends Code. I keep forgetting about the Friends Code.
Already, this is a bizarre status quo. Last we saw, they were mired in romantic tension.
You love him, right?
You can't know that.
I'm sure I can know what.
You can't.
All that shit going on, it's all over your face. You can't hide that. You love him.
You look ready to smile. Is there something to do with the blonde who came to visit me today?
Yeah, I'm meeting her.
Wow, she is lovely.
She is.
Sounds like a keeper.
We're just friends.
Well, it's nice to hear you use the F word.
But 8 years and nothing happened? This is, of course, because Born Again is determined to give Matt a new, more retarded love interest, and Karen would get in the way. Also, it'd make Matt's tryst and She-Hulk kind of awkward. We're then inundated with a bunch of new characters we know nothing about, but the show acts like they're longtime favorites or something.
Nostalgia or not, it's hard to believe Cherry's retiring.
All that experience. You're taking her off the streets.
Daredevil, White Tiger, they're the future. We're obsolete.
We're the thin blue line, not them.
To Cherry!
What about dumb Benny? He does not have the game for Kirsten Duffy.
Who are you people?
Also, I guess Foggy and Marcy's relationship fell apart off screen. Last we saw, they were gonna get married. As will become increasingly apparent, Born Again has a hard-on for destroying established relationships off-screen. Dex returns and shoots Foggy. He and Matt then fight through Josie's, ending up on the roof. When Matt hears Foggy's heart stop, he tosses Dex off the building. He smashes straight into the ground, and is somehow not mush. There's no way he should be alive after that. Dude got a bionic spine, not a bionic skull. Each season of Daredevil had an epic one-take action scene. There were impressive sequences in terms of directing, camera work, and choreography. Born Again's oneer fucking sucks. Its obvious over-reliance on CG, awkward directing, and perplexing choreography leave a lot to be desired. It feels way more artificial, less engaging, and rushed than the others ever were. So, Foggy fucking dies. Fans have waited 7 years just for Foggy to get unceremoniously killed in the first episode?
Oh, come on!
And that's just the beginning. Episode 1 quickly ditches most of the Netflix cast, replacing them with blander counterparts. It's just Matt, Fisk, and Vanessa left. That's it. Foggy dies, Dex goes to prison, Karen moves to San Fran, and Matt leaves the rest behind in Hell's Kitchen. It's not until towards the end of the series that those characters start to trickle back in.
It's bullshit.
When Foggy dies, Matt tries to kill Dex. The Netflix series had 3 seasons of Matt struggling with whether he should kill, culminating in the powerful moment when Matt, even at his lowest, chooses not to kill Fisk.
Come on! Kill me! No! God knows I want you, but you don't get to destroy who I am!
But in Born Again, Matt immediately reneges on all of that development. And what's worse is that the show uses this baffling decision to justify Matt quitting being Daredevil. Just like that. Foggy dies, Matt kills, Daredevil no more. Absurdity built upon absurdity. Matt's arc for the show is predicated on this ridiculous and unmotivated series of actions. Everything that happens is informed by this first episode and the status quo it creates. Basically, Born Again inherited the superb foundation of the Netflix series, destroyed it in 15 minutes, and built the rest of the show on the rubble.
Did it, Patrick! We saved
Daredevil.
This is especially tiring because we've done all this before. Matt has already quit being Daredevil. Twice. He seriously considered breaking his one rule. Twice! Why are we doing this again, but worse? Why is Born Again like this?
Why are you the way that you are?
The show was originally conceptualized as a soft reboot of the Netflix series. It was more of a legal procedural than a Daredevil show. Almost all the old characters were gone, relegating Foggy's death to something that happened off-screen. But when the SAG-AFTRA strike halted production, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio pushed for Marvel to pivot away from Born Again's current direction. Marvel execs, including Kevin Feige, concluded the show wasn't working. They canned the original creative team and brought on Dario Scardapane as showrunner, a position Born Again didn't even have before he was hired.
And I believe you shot like 6 episodes before things got reworked.
Those 6 episodes were super solid. I saw them way later. The issue was bringing up the themes and feelings that we loved from the old show and context. I'll say that over and over again. That first episode is the one that takes us into the run. And we needed to have those first 15 minutes of that first episode to kind of set the stage. So the amount of additional material was essentially 3 episodes worth and then quite a bit of interstitial material inside the body of the middle 6. It was mostly enhancement, and it was really bringing up the stuff that we loved, a little more Fisk and Matt, a little more action, pathos.
We wanted to make it a bit darker and more intense and offer that connective tissue that just wasn't quite there before, but that connective tissue to the previous show.
Scardapane's goal was to make Born Again into a proper continuation of the old show. Episodes 1, 8, and 9 were specifically crafted to bridge the gap. With this added context, the weirdness of the first 15 minutes start to make sense. Matt and Karen are just friends, because Born Again was going to pair Matt with Heather. We're bombarded with all these new characters because they're going to be the main cast. And Foggy is killed abruptly, causing Matt to immediately break his one rule, because that's going to be the new status quo. Honestly, I can't believe they were ever going to kill Foggy off-screen. That is the epitome of disrespect.
That guy sucked.
This is why episode 1 feels so awkward and rushed. It needed to quickly bridge the gap between the old and new status quos. But in the process, it severely damages the story. Foggy is killed in a way that was intended to feel wrong and unfair, because I guess it's not bad if you intend it to be bad. And Matt immediately upends 3 seasons of character development without proper justification. But don't feel too bad for Scardapane. Difficult as it may have been, there were surely better ways to get to the payoffs he needed. Like, maybe don't waste so much time on new characters when the old ones are about to fuck off for the whole season. Or maybe let Foggy go out in a more respectable manner. Or maybe don't make a mockery of Matt's 3-season-long character arc. Daredevil Born Again was doomed from the start, in an attempt to add context and continuity to a mishandled sequel series. Episode 1 became a rushed and awkward mess. It created an inherently faulty foundation, one that the rest of the show fails to repair. Basically, it blows chunks. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos in the same vein. If you're interested, I've got more videos on Daredevil and the MCU. I'll see you on the orbit.